Alright, just thought this would be a fun game to do a quick replay analysis of. I thought it was a interesting one. So it's just a normal game we played on Friday morning here with a group of people. Nothing super competitive or whatever, but thought it had some interesting stuff. We ended up getting a champion conference, which is every stage, I believe, you get one free unit that matches your team. Good portal to stick with one vertical, especially the verticals that have 5 costs, because you'll get your free 5 costs for your at the end of your vertical. But of course, that's all for the future. For now, we just want to play strongest board. Not, I definitely have some Umbral options here. Also have some Wardens. Just kind of trying to figure out what to play early game here. And what did I end up here? I made Econ, yeah. So I got on 1-3, I was able to make Econ, so I just went with that. Did I sell some strong units, but I think when you can make Econ early during the minion rounds, it's usually a good option. Really gets your economy going. Of course, that means I don't have much going on here, just a bunch of Wardens. And some options here. I didn't really like any of these. I don't really want to do a reroll team building. Good for something, at least it gives you some gold. Yeah, I ended up getting a 2-star Gnar here from the loot portal, or whatever it's called, champion delivery or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, play around Gnar at least. I said that I didn't want to play reroll. I didn't take the specific reroll augment, but if you get a bunch of free Gnars, you may as well play it. And then just filling up my bench with other stuff that could maybe play Wardens, could play Dryads, has some Ink Shadow stuff. The Gnar Senna reroll was a popular build on PBE. I don't know how it's doing in the data. I haven't really looked, but that's always an option. But this person hasn't Senna on their board and also a Gnar on their bench, so possible that would be contested. I don't know yet. Just an encounter here that does nothing, so I just immediately look back to my board to start thinking about, look at what other people are doing, because this counter is pointless. More Gnars for the potential Gnar reroll. Make Econ here up to 20. No reason to put any items on because I have this augment that when a unit dies, if they don't have an item, there's a 30% chance it drops gold or 35% chance or something. So I don't want to slam a Shojin on Gnars. I'm not going to put any items for now. Just gives me a small chance to drop gold on death. It's not an augment I've really ever played before. It seems decent. I mean, you get basically 1 to 2 gold on average every round, which isn't bad for a silver. I don't think I got any there, so maybe I only have 3 units, and obviously you have more units and you have a higher chance. Yeah, so now I just have some Wardens. Don't have much of a backline here. Can't make Econ easily, so I just decided to put this Soraka in. I thought about making the Shojin on Soraka, like it is a good item for Soraka. I didn't really know who would hold it late game, though. Like, if I am playing Gnar reroll, I really need to make items for Gnar, not for other units. And then the other Ink Shadow units aren't... I guess you can put Shojin on Kaisa. And here I'm getting some gold from the... I think this person also had the one that gives me one of their gold or something. There's a lot of coins in the map there. Anyway, just kind of breezing through here. These early game turns aren't super impactful, but it is important to make Econ and make your strongest board when you can. Again, here I'm thinking maybe Gnar. Got the Dryad stuff here. So now I have an item I can put on Gnar. It's not like the best item, but it is an item that can be played on Gnar, and someone else could maybe hold it later if I don't end up rerolling. I was thinking like I could get an Infinity Edge here. Infinity Edge plus Hodge is always a good combo on a unit that uses AD. But again, for now, just playing strongest board, trying to make Econ intervals, trying to put my items on as few units as possible, so this Sticks and Stones thing has the best chance to drop money when my units die. Another Ink Shadow unit, so I got 2 out of 3 Ink Shadows, and I just need a Senna. I can play Ink Shadow. I actually haven't even looked at what the item is yet. You're supposed to look at what your Ink Shadow item is, but I'm not paying that close attention. Here I'm looking at the other Ink Shadow units that I can get in next. Senna or Volibear would be the expected unit you would see. But yeah, just kind of winning and losing some rounds here again. It's not like an overwhelmingly strong board, but it is good enough for stage 2. There's a duelist Volibear, yep, so now I can get Ink Shadow in. It is the healing one, Tattoo of Vitality, I believe is called, so it heals the holder for some percent of their HP. Pretty good on Gnar, he's got a lot of HP right now. don't know if it's the best one for Gnar, but seems fine. Yeah, and just kind of playing early tempo. If I end up with a bunch of Gnars, maybe I'll play Gnar reroll. But that has not yet been determined. So I get another Ink Shadow unit from my loot subscription. So now I'm like, my loot subscription really wants me to play Ink Shadow for some reason. I'm fine with that since I'm playing Ink Shadow right now anyway. Go up against a board here with some mythic units. Still 1-star backline. Shojin's not very good on bars. He's probably just holding items for Lily or something. So good chance I can win this one. Gnar gets his healing from a tattoo, and yeah, pretty good there. All right, definitely a lot of options here. I have this overlay from Meta TFT that tells you the win rates, and like, wow, that one had a 2.5. Like, I didn't really like plan on exactly if it was the best option for my board, but the win rate was so high on the overlay there, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll just take it. So this one, you have to put completed items on your bench and then leave them there for 3 rounds, and they turn into support items, which seems pretty strong. So I just make a random completed item and have to let it sit there for 3 rounds, and then it'll become a support item. So I just want to preserve HP, push levels. I could consider rerolling Gnar here. Again, I have 4 Gnars. My items aren't like amazing for Gnar, so it's not like I really want to reroll Gnar here, but if nobody else in the lobby was playing the Senna Gnar reroll, I could consider it. Oh, speaking of Senna, there's Senna. Put in Sniper here. Don't need those twin shots. Oh, and twin shots maybe when I get Kaisa, but just gotta clear off some bench space here. My bench is pretty full. Pretty good trait web for Stage 3. Just a lot of synergies on this Ink Shadow and Dryad overlap here between Gnar and Rek'Sai and Aatrox and Jax here. Decent front line, really no back line to speak of yet, but we'll get there eventually. A couple snipers, they get Ghostly and Ink Shadow, so I'm not surprised that I lost that round. That person had an itemized carry. We don't really have that at this point. I just have strong synergies and a Gnar holding a few items. Still waiting for my support item to get converted here. So yes, like I was talking about, Infinity Edge seems like a pretty straightforward item to pair with the Hodge. So go ahead and take the glove to put on Gnar here. Clear out my team planner from last time. Still waiting for this thing to convert to an actual item. Don't really have a unit to put it on 7, so I just kind of put in a random Exalted unit. Because I was thinking I could maybe play Exalted. The key is Kaisa is Exalted this round, or this game. So I was thinking when I get Kaisa in, somebody else on my board is Exalted as well. I forget which the other Exalted unit was. I think it might be the Ashe in the back, or Caitlyn in the back line. So if I get Kaisa, I can play 3 Exalted up basically with what I have here already. That's why I put in the Sage unit there, Diana. Here I get my own item, or my support item finally converts. I get an option here, and go ahead and just take a generic frontline. Pretty good setup here. I have exactly the right number of units to hold the logit, so I just took that just for tempo. Again, it's not like a late game scaling item or anything, but really good on my current frontline. And when I'm kind of relying on my current frontline right now because my backline doesn't have any items. So I just took that for tempo. See a Syndra, I pick it up just because whatever. Lee Sin goes well with the Dragon Lord stuff that Diana has, so I thought maybe like, you can see that there's also a Irelia, so Irelia, Lee Sin, and Diana are a natural little package there. So I'm thinking late game, that's what I'll play to put in 3 Exalted. So here I get the Volibear 2. I don't need this Diana for now, like she's not better than Volibear 2, so I just take her out. She can come back later, she's just a trade bot. Not important, and I'm just making completed items on my bench here so that they have 3 rounds to reroll. I think I probably could have done it if I was fast enough at the end of the minion round. They could have rerolled this round, but I didn't do it fast enough. Again, I just have good board synergies here. Just a very generic, strong board. Currently using Gnar as my item carry. Not playing Ghostly. I don't know why the stats are so bad on teaming up, so I just take this one that gives you attack speed and a bow. More items is good anyway, because I can translate those into support items. Doing a lot of transitioning here on this round. Getting in the Dragon Lord package, getting in 5 Ink Shadow, got the Kaisa here, move items to Kaisa from Gnar. Get out of Gnar and Rek'Sai completely. So yeah, it was a pretty big transition. If I was not playing this back on 2x speed. I could have talked about that a little bit more, but that was kind of the planned transition I've been trying to make into 5 Ink Shadow with Kaisa as my carry. So I made that transition. I have the 3 Exalted now, like I talked about, with Caitlyn, Kaisa, and Diana. And then the Lee Sin's just in there for Dragon Lord and Duelist. So just another good synergy board here. Again, nothing amazing. I don't know how good Kaisa really is right now in the meta, but it doesn't matter because it's what I'm playing. Here I'm looking at what I want. So I need another trick shot to go with Kaisa. Xayah, Dragon Lord trick shot would go perfect. Trick shot, twin shot, I forget what the name of the trait is. I can look it up later. Oh, it's on the sidebar there. Trick shot. Yeah, trick shot. So I want Xayah to be my trick shot complement. There's a Behemoth Ink Shadow on Udyr. I'd love to get that Udyr. Could replace one of my worst Ink Shadow units, but it's gone. Don't have any emblems. I'm not going to try to play 7 Ink Shadow. Just going to stick with 5 or go down to 3 if I get better legendaries. We'll see. Sage is always good. Do have Diana in. Get my 2 items that have been sitting on the bench. Get a backline one there. And one that's kind of mixed frontline and backline. So this Trash to Treasure, I believe it's called, turned all my completed items except for my carry items into support items. Everything that's not a carry item is a support item at this point, or an Ink Shadow item. So I think I'm making pretty good use of it. 2 of them are buffing up my front line, one of them is buffing up my back line. So good usage of those support items. Early Hui, that would be interesting. Don't have a lot of room on my board. Like my synergies are so clean right now. It's like I'm really loath to take anything out, even though Hui is such a good unit. Like I get rid of Sage. Like Sage is probably the least impactful trait right now, just because like I don't have the Omni-Man's usually really good, but my front line doesn't do a ton of damage, and my back line doesn't really need the AP. So I would say Sage is not like amazing on this board, but Sage is a solid trait in general. And yeah, still winning, still getting rounds here. I am already level 9. I should comment that it's only 4-7. All the extra econ this game has really got me quickly to level 9. So I have the twin shot, or trick shot in now, sorry. I keep saying twin shot. That's not what the trait is called. And just try to make econ here. So I need to hit my carries. Got a couple Udyrs. I got 1 Udyr from the champion delivery. So I got 2 Udyrs. I'm just rolling to hit any Kaisa, Xayah, or Udyr. Didn't see any of those, unfortunately. There's an Aurelia. I had planned to play that for Exalted at some point. Don't really have time to set up my Zephyr stuff here, just because I ran out of time while I was rolling. But I do like playing Zephyr. As we all know from the past, Zephyr's a fun item to play late game. So I gotta get one here from my support anvil. Didn't win that one, but that's okay. I just finished transitioning, haven't really. Okay, so I get a 2-star Xayah here. I'm like, well, I have these items. I don't have a 2-star Kaisa. In fact, I don't even have 2 Kaisas. I just move the items over to Xayah. And then replace the Exalted trait here with the Aurelia, which gives me a Duelist as well, which is not a big deal, but I mean, whatever. I have a 2-star Lee Sin. And Aurelia is better than a 1-star Caitlyn, so. And yeah, successful transition. I actually haven't played Xayah carry since like way early in the PBE, before she got nerfed in PBE, so I had no clue on how good she would do here. She gets pretty good damage from her items. She gets attack speed from the Zeeks, and then I think the tattoo she has, whenever she gets a kill, I think she gets more attack speed from the tattoo. So pretty good synergy with damage and attack speed between the support items and the Ink Shadow items and the rest of the items. No clue if this is a good Xayah build or not, but again, these are the items that I had. I was trying to play Kaisa, not Xayah, but I mean, I hit Xayah before Kaisa, so that's what I'm playing. I still would like to get a Kaisa back. Oh no, I do have Trick Shot in, I got it back. So here, I'm kind of looking for Udyr items. I see there's a Bloodthirster and a Crown Guard here. Those are a decent bruiser. He's like a magic bruiser, I think. Those look like good, decent. I could let them reroll to support items, but now I have an Udyr. I really do want to itemize him as well, not just support items. And then I'm currently letting this. I'm still trying to hit some units. Okay, Udyr 2, that's a big hit. Okay, so now he's like a carry. I was like, I could let this thing reroll into a support item, but I think just getting a third Udyr item. I don't know how good Quicksilver is, but it seems like it's fine on him since he's a frontliner. It's kind of like I said, he's kind of like a mage bruiser. So, and then there's another Udyr, so I can start holding more Udyrs. Potential 3-star, I mean, you don't ever expect a 3-star 5 cost. In fact, I think I just sold it there. Yeah, I sold it to make econ. Interesting. Like, I don't usually go for 3-star 5 costs, so I wasn't really thinking about it at that point. But it is loot subscription. I kind of had forgotten about that. So here I'm just positioning for my Zephyr. Again, you don't see a lot of Zephyrs anymore, so people don't usually position for it. So I'm able to snipe a few key units here because no one's really expecting it. Like there I got the 2-star Aurelia. Yeah, this Udyr, man, he's doing work. Udyr and Zaya. Actually, Zaya is doing a lot more than Udyr, but yeah, I mean, it's all working out here at least. Getting down here, top 4. Still level 9. I could go 10. I have Exalted in, so Exalted gets stronger every time you level, so that's definitely a consideration. Plus, I just get better shot odds and another unit in. I can put this Wukong in for Sage. There's another Udyr and another Udyr, so if I hadn't sold that Udyr, I would actually have 6 already. You know, just take a Thieves Glove, whatever. I mean, I could let it re-roll for 3 rounds, but the game might be over by 3 rounds, so I don't even bother worrying about that. Again, just kind of positioning for my Zephyrs here. I think I got the Aphelios there. Yeah, that's good enough. I'll take that for my Zephyr. And yeah, fights are going well. Udyr's cleaning up. Yeah, I just thought it was an interesting game. Interesting, like, solid board state from like the Rek'Sai Gnar early game. Transitioned over here into Dragon Lord for a little bit in the mid game. And then kind of ended up here on this Exalted Ink Shadow Soup at the end here. Zephyred out the other player's Udyr, which was what I was going for. And yeah, pretty easy fight there. Zaya's actually doing quite a bit of work. Finally get the 2-star Kaisa, although at this point it doesn't matter. I don't have any items for her anymore. I'm not going to move items off my 2-star Zaya. Ink Shadow doesn't benefit the traits. It's not like having 5 Ink Shadow makes Kaisa herself stronger in any way. I mean, it just gives you items. It doesn't do much for the actual units. It gives some damage resistance or something, but it's not important on Kaisa. Again, here, go for the Zephyr. Close fight. Comes down to just the Udyr basically and the Zaya, but I'm able to win that. There's another Udyr, so I'm like, now at this point that I have a 6 Udyrs, I'm thinking, okay, well now maybe I should be going for Udyr. And it's loot subscription, right? So I'm gonna get more Udyrs every stage. So I'm guaranteed 1 more Udyr on stage 7. So now I have 7 Udyrs, and basically 8. Guaranteed to have 8 in 2 rounds. I think I'm guaranteed. I'm not 100% sure on that. So I just need 1 more Udyr, and I can basically have guaranteed 3-star Udyr, which I've never hit before. I thought that would be pretty fun. Very close fight here. I barely won again. Just Zaya left over at the end there. 2-star Wukong, whatever. I guess maybe I shouldn't even have made that and just rolled for more Udyrs. I don't know. Again, I really just need 1 Udyr because like the loot subscription is going to give me 1 on 7-1. And again, just positioning for Zephyrs. It's kind of random at this point. Not really trying to predict correctly. I get that corner Aphelios. Very close fight. Very close fight. Oh, Kaisa had to walk up. 2 HP left on that Aphelios. It's like, oh well, it gives me time to get the Udyr off the loot subscription. So it's not really a bad loss. I could have moved this Tattoo of Vitality. Maybe that should have been on Udyr instead of the Quicksilver. I don't know. I think I had forgotten about that item at this point. It's not like this is a comp I'm very experienced with. I just rolled all my gold. Got the 1 from the loot subscription, but didn't get another Udyr. Kind of sad, but you know, it's what it is. Get a random item from one of my units. Could have put it on Kaisa. I don't know who does more damage, Kaisa or Aurelia. Probably neither. I'm hoping to just get 1 more Udyr. But it looks like the game is over. Kaisa 2, Udyr 2. Pretty fun match. I thought that was a cool one. Good game.